So we're at this church, Skidbrooke. It's got a kind of interesting moniker, hasn't it?
It has. It's colloquially known as the Demon Church.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to call it that.
No. It's a beautiful old medieval church stuck in the middle of the Lincolnshire fens. And it's only, I think, since about the 1980s that people started doing what they consider to be Satanism and this sort of thing, which you can probably hear the content in my voice. I don't believe in it. But,
Neither do I.
But this church has been here for hundreds of years. It's been here since, I think, the 12th or 13th century. So it's only within the last, 40 years or so that it's become the Demon Church.
Yeah, today it's not the Demon Church. I'm not having any of it. While I remember, is this the place where those, what would you call them? Seamen? Sailors? Were they buried here?
As far as I know, they still are.
Didn't they go? That's a good point. We'll move these guys because it's called the Demon Church now. We don't want them wrapped up in any nonsense.
I think sailors would be more than capable of holding their own against
The old salty sea dogs.
some 1980s Satanist types.
But there was off Flamborough Head, isn't that right? It's a mine.
Yeah, the Germans had obviously mined the area, and
Mind that.
the unfortunate sailors were aboard the SS Horsa.
And one of quite a few of them. That 4 or 3 was, recovered, weren't they?
A few of them were rescued. I don't know much about that. I have to do some research, but
lost a lot of hands.
16 of them died.
Yeah, sad, isn't it?
It's very sad. And I don't know how many are buried here at Skidbrooke, and I don't know the local connection with Skidbrooke, but I will find out.
Yeah, we'll try and find out, because that'd be interesting.
It would. But, yeah.
Hey, that's maybe why the village is very small, because they all died in that boat. Yes, during the war. They were shifting coal about.
They were,
and they were all asleep on deck.
No, they weren't. Stop slandering the deceased.
It's getting brighter. I'm liking that.
It's getting brighter. We're going to head out shortly. We'll try and record more as we come to it, and see if we can find any Apotropaic marks, any ritual protection marks. This is, after all, a medieval church, and medieval times were when people, it is thought, were so worried about witches and demons, in much the same way as we're worried about taxes and dry rot. They used Apotropaic marks. It's a Greek word, it means to turn away, in this case to turn away evil. And you can find these inscribed on many old buildings, particularly churches in the medieval period. Not just in the UK, other places around the world as well, which one day we hope to go and visit and explore and film and bring for your delectation. So we're going to see if we can find any of these ritual protection marks within Skidbrooke Church, St Botolph's. We'll report back to you.
Yeah, even the daisy wheel. That was also called a thunder wheel, because they would put that on the gable ends of peasant houses in Russia as it goes, as it protects them from thunder and lightning, so they thought, and they would have them on their gable ends. Daisy wheel.
We did.
More on that later.
Made me go one.
Beautiful.
There we go, right.
It's basically the radius divided up round the circumference.
This will protect us, we hope, from thunder, lightning.
And the rain has eased, and if you can see through that foggy screen, it's a lot brighter. So come with us now, and let's see if we can see any witch marks.
Here we go.
Join us in our hunt. See you in there. And there it is in the distance. Bit of a walk, but hey ho, it's not too bad. Look behind us. There's lovely blue sky over there. That's what's gone over, that deluge happening over there.
Big bellying clouds full of rain.
Yeah.
We need a name for the ancient micro that we do this in.
The Ghostmobile.
Suggestions, please, for a name. Whichever name we choose, we will have a logo made and have a sticker made. Put it on that car.
Yeah. It's hard to believe Skidbrooke was once a centre of a large populated farming community and thriving port. It's a very pretty church, set in a really nice place, all very autumnal. Botolph was a Christian Saxon nobleman who built a monastery at what is now called Boston, Botolph's town. St. Botolph became the patron saint of wayfarers and travellers. Yeah, how pretty is that? Yeah, very nice church, set in a beautiful spot, very pretty. We thought we'd celebrate Halloween this year by visiting a place with an unsettling reputation. We're better than an allegedly haunted, abandoned medieval church in the middle of nowhere, St. Botolph's. Oh, we might find ritual protection marks there too. Yeah, nearly here. Skidbrooke is known as Shitebrook in the Domesday Book. The name means dirty brook. Lying isolated in the northern flatlands of Lincolnshire is the disused church of St. Botolph, just outside the village of Skidbrooke. It's an empty shell now, no pews, pulpit or altar, as it became redundant in the early 1970s. The burners accentuate the beautiful properties of this 13th century medieval church. In the 1980s, reports of satanic rituals being held in the empty church became known, and it acquired the lurid nickname of the Demon Church. St. Botolph has something of a reputation for being haunted, with many visitors and paranormal investigators reporting unusual feelings, sounds and lights. Still has all the beautiful timbers in the roof. Not much left of it now. Pretty empty. But nevertheless, beautiful building. We had some trouble with our electronic equipment inside the church. The GoPro battery drained much earlier than normal, and one of our mobile phones behaved erratically with apps turning on and off. Straight off the back, there you have the double M's. Virgin Mary. That's the first column I'm looking at, so there we go.
Regarding our temperamental electronics, could this be unusual energies within the bedrock, or the effect of some naturally occurring electromagnetic field, or indeed something supernatural? We do not know. Overall, I felt a deep sense of calm about the church and its graveyard. It really felt like a place of sanctuary. The only unusual experience I had was feeling slightly startled when I thought one was beside me suddenly inside the building. It made me jump. However, when I checked, he was outside, nowhere near me.
How are we getting? Fortunately, this column's covered in green stuff.
The W, M or double V-shaped ritual protection marks, sometimes called Marian marks, possibly associated with the Virgin Mary, presumably invoking her holy protection. But this is speculation, and opinions are divided on the actual meaning of Marian marks.
There's one in there, an M, that's definitely noble. Don't forget to comment below if you see anything, because we do miss stuff. Thank you very much. Double M's again. If I'm wrong on that, please let me know. Cheers. The church is built in Ancaster stone, unusual for this part of Lincolnshire. Here we have those graves we was talking about earlier from that boat that sank, yeah?
The last three are marked SS also.
Oh.
The others are different sailors, different dates. I found. The only one with a name is the last one. He was only 18.
Oh.
Bless him.
Through wind and rain, this church has stood here for over 800 years. turns out, these are almost certainly mason marks. They either mark them so they know where they're going, or it's to let the gaffer know which stones they've put down so they get paid for it. Who knows? You got any ideas? Let us know again. It was commonly thought that demons were a bit dim. Therefore, by creating an endless line, the demons would follow it and become trapped. It was only a thought, though. Sure about this one. It's a mixture, isn't it? Very hard to tell. This has got to be a mason mark. He's really had a good go on that one. What can you make of that? That looks like an M to me. There's an whole manner of different marks that we keep finding in these interesting buildings. They used to put them near windows and doors where they thought the evil spirit or entity would come in, like in chimney breasts in houses and things like that. They've even been found on Russian peasant houses. They used to do the exafoil, they'd carve it on the gable ends. They thought it would protect them from thunder and lightning, hence they used to call it the thunder wheel.
Scampering and excitement everywhere.
The Orsklis Cross, which looks a bit like a star, we've not seen one in here yet, the symbol is regarded as being a sky symbol associated with the stars and nighttime, and regarded as one of the most powerful symbols for driving away evil spirits. Latin for fish pond, used for washing up communion vessels, sedilia, seat for priest and assistant, both 13th century.
Hello. That's good if we do it. If we take different parts. You know how slowly I'll go around these things.
There's one there.
Oh, that's good, isn't it? Oh, I see. Oh, that's good, yeah. The sun's come to shine, Marion, Mark. I'm going to do all the outside, then come back and do it.
I try not to comment on every mark I see. It's nice to know what you think. That way we can both learn something. So keep looking, and if you've got any ideas, please leave them in the comments. Thank you very much. Here's a great example. Somebody sat here and spent a lot of time doing that. Double V, Virgin of Virgins. And they even added their own initial, N. So that's great. Another busy mason. An M out in there, can you? Well, that's just rude. Can't quite make these two out. It's tricky with all the green. I need a ladder and a brush and some bleach.
Do you know what? I thought that was that one. It's not, is it? It's another one. Okay. Let's get it.
If you put your light from the other side and aim it across the way, thank you. For a second. Perfect.
Got it?
Yeah.
I'm just going to take that picture because it looks quite spooky.
Do it. See, a lot of this green stuff's hiding some of it.
I know, yeah, a lot of damp, isn't there?
Yeah. Any ideas on this? There's something in there. Can't quite make it out. Looks like there's one hiding under there. Not sure where that square is, that square object there. Yeah, I think these are mason marks. I'm not 100% positive, so if you've got any ideas, pop them in the comments for us please, thank you. There's a lot of that mark in here. It's peppered with them round here. Another one there. And possibly these stones were all meant to just stack on top of each other. That's why they've all got them crosses on them. Hey, if you've got any ideas, let us know. Yeah, wonderful place. Yeah, no strange feelings whatsoever here. I think sometimes it's in people's minds. It takes you that way, doesn't it? Come with a good heart. I think that's the key. It's the key wherever you go. If you mean well, you receive it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with us. Hope there's some interest here for you. Yeah. Fascinating place. Out in the middle of nowhere. This is a sacred yew tree, guardian of the graveyard. You always find these in churchyards and graveyards. Yew trees have been associated with sacred places since before Christianity. They are very long-lived trees, with one example in Scotland estimated to be up to 9,000 years old, the oldest tree in Britain. They were sacred to the Druids and are thought to represent death and rebirth in Celtic beliefs, often to be found in English churchyards. For Christians, yew trees symbolise the resurrection of Christ. Yew trees have the ability to regenerate either by sending down roots inside a hollow ancient yew or by growing a new tree where a branch touches the ground. The wood of the yew was used to make longbows in medieval times as it was extremely strong and flexible. One of the oldest man-made wooden objects ever found is yew. The sharpened spike of a spearhead, found in 1911, is estimated to be astonishing 400,000 years old.
So according to the listing on Historic England, these are fragments of medieval gravestones within the south aisle of this church. The one with the figure is thought to be a priest because of his tonsured head. Don't know about this one. I cannot find any information on this third one. But the middle one is a cross with fleur-de-lis on the ends of it. Medieval times, can't get any further date than that. Been there for hundreds of years. Such a stunning building.
I'm sure the box was all about.
I've taken a photo in it as a fag end in a coffee cup.
Oh, right, that's where they. That's what you do then. Put your fag end and your coffee cup in it. Very peaceful here. There is room for us all to grow, by seeing less evil in the world by appreciating the good things, hearing less evil by choosing where we focus our attention, speaking less evil by demonstrating intention to see good in others while setting appropriate boundaries when needed. Believe me, it's worth the effort.
Crosses one of the columns on the ashlar stone.
Yeah, ashlar stone.
Dress stone, yeah, that's what it's called.
Very expensive process.
Yeah, which, you
The
know,
Romans bring it over. If you find any of this stuff interesting, please subscribe, ring the bell, and support our channel however you can. Help us grow so that we can carry on and do interesting content for you. Thanks very much. Well, there we have it. Another one in the bag. Hope you find it interesting. And let's see what else we can find when we get home. We'll have a closer look at the footage. See what interesting marks we can see. So, ding the bell, subscribe, support us if you can. We love doing this. Get us coffees and anything, or support our channel. It'd be really helpful. So until next time, take care. Bye.